Hello everybody, this is M.Mourad with you in a new video. And in today's video, I'm going to help you uh, to be able to describe people. So let's kick things off and start our session. So before starting, actually here we have three women. You're gonna listen to three women and they describe their fathers. I want you to listen carefully and decide which one is it Charlotte, the woman whose father in the photo, right? So listen and decide. So sorry, gonna.
1.11. 1.
My dad's very tall and thin, with a big nose. He looks a bit like a tall, thin bird. He has blonde hair and blue eyes, which is typical of Sweden. His grandmother was from Sweden. He looks a bit serious, but he isn't really. He's very funny. He has a great sense of humour.
2. I think my dad's quite good looking. He's not very tall, a bit taller than me, and he still has his hair, but less than before. It was dark, but it's grey now. He's not thin, but he isn't overweight. He's careful about what he eats. And he's got a lovely smile. 3.
My dad's short and thin, and he wears glasses. He isn't exactly good looking, but he's not unattractive either. He's very friendly and very talkative. In fact, he never stops talking.
All right, so as you were listening to three women describing their fathers, which one do you think is it Charlotte? Can you tell me? Yes, I think Charlotte's father is speaker number two. She mentioned that I think he is quite good looking. He's not very tall, but he is a bit taller than her, and he still has hair. It was dark, but not, but it's gray now, I think, something like that. So this is the first activity we have. So the answer is speaker number two. Moving to the next activity, I want you to listen again to Charlotte. Charlotte is speaker number two, and tell me what adjective does she use to describe her father's height, weight, hair, and smile? Try to write down the adjectives used in the record, and then we will check whether you were able to get the good answer, the right answer or not. Let's play the record.
1.12. I think my dad's quite good looking. He's not very tall, a bit taller than me, and he still has his hair, but less than before. It was dark, but it's grey now. He's not thin, but he isn't overweight. He's careful about what he eats. And he's got a lovely smile.
All right, so let's play it again.
1.12. I think my dad's quite good looking. He's not very tall, a bit taller than me, and he still has his hair, but less than before. It was dark, but it's grey now. He's not thin, but he isn't overweight. He's careful about what he eats. And he's got a lovely smile.
That's right. Now, can you tell me what adjectives did she use to describe her father's height and weight, hair, and smile? All right, let's move to the next slide to make sure whether or not you wrote the right answer. Yes, she described her father by saying he's not very tall, and she described her father's hair by saying um, it was dark. It was dark. In the past, it was dark, but now gray. But some people say gray with double with EY, or some people like to write it like GGRAY. So I think both are correct, and just a little difference between them. Also, she described her father's weight by saying he is not thin, and also he isn't overweight. Be careful when we describe someone, we don't say he is fat or he isn't fat. We use the word overweight instead of using fat. Why? Because fat is a negative adjective. You shouldn't use it. Instead of it, you can use overweight. Overweight. And what about his smile? She said he has got a lovely smile. So these adjectives, you can depend on them to describe people. I decided to make you listen to this record to know how natives describe people around them. Moving to the next slide. Yeah. Now tell me, what's the difference between what does he look like? This is a very important question actually. Tell me what's the difference between what does he look like or what does she look like? You can change the subject, and if you change the subject, you should change the auxiliary. So can I say, what do you look like? Or what does he look like? It doesn't matter. And what's he like? If I ask you, what does your father look like? And what's your father like? What will your answer be? Can you tell me? So if someone these questions are actually confusing. So let's start with the first one, which is what does he look like? What does your father look like? And so on. Here we're talking only about the appearance. What is the meaning of appearance? Tell me about his hair. Tell me about his nose. Tell me about the color of his eyes. Tell me about the shape of his face. And tell me about his smile. So we're talking about appearance, the external thing all people see, all people can notice. So this is the first one. What does he look like? What's he like? We're talking about only personality, and some people say it's okay to use this question to ask about the the appearance. So what's he like is also used for both personality, personality like something you can't notice from the first meeting with the person, personality like kind, like nice, like generous, like extrovert, introvert, and so on. So this is the meaning of personality. Internal thing, not external thing. And Also, some people say it's okay to ask what's he like, to ask about the appearance. All right, it's okay. So the first one only for appearance, the second one for appearance and personality. So every one of you, the listener of me now, write in comments what do you look like and what are you like. Tell me, describe your appearance and describe your personality. Would you please? All right. So now you know the difference between what does he look like and what's he like. Moving to the next episode or next slide, sorry. So here we're concentrating on what does subject. Here the subject is he or she, or you can change does. You can change the auxiliary. It can be do. It depends on the subject. So what does he look like? What does she look like? What do you look like? Remember that look like is for appearance. We use it to only ask for appearance. Can you match? Can you match these sentences? I mean these sentences. All right? Can you match these sentences with these pictures? I'll give you 30 seconds to try to do it by yourself. So, the first, let me give you 30 seconds and then come back to give you some time to think. All right, so let's kick things off. Here, let's start with the first one. First one, what do you think? Which sentence matches the first picture? This is the first picture, so I think he has got blue eyes, or he has blue eyes. So this is the first one. We're talking about we are describing his or her eyes. So she has she has big blue eyes. This is the first one. Second one, I think she has got or she has curly red hair. This is the answer, right? She has got or she has curly red hair. And number three, here we are describing her hair. Number three, she has long, straight hair. She has long, straight hair. I think we're also describing her hair. And number four, who can tell me what is the answer of number four? He's bald. Bald. What is the meaning of bald? He doesn't have any hair. He's bald, right? So what is the meaning of bald? He's he doesn't have any hair. And number five, what is number five here? He has a mustache and beard. You know, mustache. This is mustache. Let me tell you. This is mustache. Something is on the hair is on the upper lip, right? This is called mustache, but this is called beard, right? All right. So he has um beard and mustache. Right? I always say he has got like British people like to use has got. And what about number six? I think she has short blonde hair. She has short blonde hair. This is the answer. She has short blonde hair. Number seven, he's very tall and thin. It's clear. He's very tall and thin. Number eight is quite short and a bit overweight. We don't say a bit fat. As I mentioned, fat is a negative adjective. So he is quite short and a bit overweight. And the last one, he's medium height. He's not very tall and he's not very short. Just he is between both of them. So he's medium height and very slim. Slim like thin, but it's like uh, more polite than thin. So he's medium height and very slim. I want you to listen again. I want you to listen again and make sure that the answers are right and try to focus on how to pronounce the adjectives, how to say them. Right. Let's listen.
1.13. Describing people. 1. Appearance. What does he look like? What does she look like? 2.
She has curly red hair.
3.
She has long, straight hair.
1.
She has big blue eyes.
6.
She has short, blonde hair.
5.
He has a beard and a moustache.
4.
He's bald.
7.
He's very tall and thin.
9.
He's medium height and very slim.
8.
He's quite short and a bit overweight.
All right, that's good. I want you to listen again and notice the pronunciation of these words. Please listen again and notice the pronunciation of these words. The first one is curly, straight. All right. We can say blonde, beard, mustache, right? Height, overweight, and slim. Now listen again and pay attention only to the pronunciation of these words. Here we go.
1.13. Describing people. 1. Appearance. What does he look like? What does she look like? 2.
She has curly red hair.
3.
Try to repeat. Try to repeat after it. She has curly red hair. Curly, curly, right? What is the meaning of curly? This is the shape of curly hair. Let me uh let me write. This is the shape of curly hair, like waves, right? A wavy hair, right?
She has long, straight hair.
Yes. Sorry. So this is the meaning of long, straight hair. Straight hair isn't like curly hair. The meaning of straight hair. There are no waves, all right? It's not a wavy hair.
1.32.
She has curly red hair.
3,
She has long, straight hair.
1,
She has big blue eyes.
6,
She has short, blonde hair.
5,
He has a beard and a moustache.
4,
He's bald.
7,
He's very tall and thin.
9,
He's medium height and very slim.
8,
He's quite short and a bit overweight.
All right, so this word is curly, this is straight. Blonde is a color. This is the color of blonde. And later we'll discuss blonde with E and the blonde without E. Beard, here this beard, right? This mustache, all right? Bald, this is bald. Bald because, as I mentioned, he doesn't have hair. And height, this is height. The word height, be careful, height, height. It means he's not very tall. I'm talking about number 8 or number 9, sorry. He's medium height, but number 8 is quite short. All right, moving to the next slide. Can you remember how to describe these people? Can you remember how to describe these people? If you wanted to describe the appearance of someone, you can start with this person. You can start with this person. Or, for example, gonna talk about picture number 1. So, she. And after that, you can use has or have, right? So, she here takes has. She has. What? After that, we use the adjective plus the noun. We use the adjective plus the noun. He or she has, this is the adjective. What is the color of her eyes? It's blue, or they are blue. So she has blue, and then we write the noun, which is eyes. So now I am describing her eyes, saying she has blue eyes. Let's move to number 2. Let's describe her hair. We can say she has, what is the adjective of hair? Red curly hair or curly hair. So this is the way to describe the appearance of people. If we're gonna talk about Ronaldo, we can say, sorry, he has got, or he has strong body. As I mentioned, the difference between has got and has is that British people like to use has got or have got. This is the only difference. right? So he has got strong body, he has got long legs, and so on. You can even use verb to be. You can even use verb to be to describe people appearance. For example, here we can say he is slim. He is slim. So here we used verb to be to describe his appearance. He is slim. Here he is short, and so on. Right? Two ways to describe people. Moving to the next slide. Try to write down uh the adjectives, or try to write down the appearance of these pictures in comments. The weather here is too hot. All right, moving to the next slide. Yes, if you wanted to use two adjective together, you're gonna combine between two adjectives. The adjectives go in this order. You start by size, size like long, size like big, size but like small, and so on. So we start with size, then the style, or we can say the shape. Style here means the shape, then the color. So she has long, straight, blonde hair. He has big, this is the size, and we can delete the style. We don't need to use it every time. So he has he has big brown eyes, right? This is a very important point. You can notice when you try to use more than one adjective at the same time. Moving to the next slide. Yes, another important point. What's the difference between thin and slim? Fat or overweight? I mentioned them before. So thin and slim are both the opposite of fat, right? But slim is more polite. Slim is more formal. It sounds more suitable than thin. So I can describe someone saying he is slim. And the slim here uh, is is like thin, but in an attractive way. You can, instead of using thin, you can use slim, and it sounds more respectable. And fat is not very polite. Fat is negative adjectives. I don't recommend you to use it, because you should use it in only use only overweight. It sounds more polite. It's more polite to say someone is a bit overweight than to say he is fat. Don't use fat. And it's like spinster. You know the word spinster and single. Don't describe a woman saying she is a spinster. It means she didn't marry till now. No, she is single. It's better than saying she is a spinster. Moving to the next slide. Handsome and beautiful. Handsome only for men. You can describe a man saying he's handsome. It means he's good looking, something like that. So handsome only for men, but beautiful only for women. You cannot describe a man by saying he is beautiful, and you cannot describe a girl saying she is handsome. No, vice is the right thing. You could describe a man by saying handsome, and you could describe a woman saying beautiful. Good looking and attractive, you can describe both of them, man and woman, by saying they are good looking or they are attractive. Both of them, good looking and attractive, sorry, uh, man or men and women. Right? It's very important. Moving to the next slide. Yeah, we have here some. We're gonna talk about personality. Remember the question of personality. What's he like? What she like? And also, what does he look like? Can match, can give the same meaning of what's he like in some cases. So I want you to complete this table by matching these adjectives to their meaning here. Right? So the first one, a person who is open and warm, he is friendly. So we wrote here friendly. Giving you 30 seconds to or 1 minute to be able to complete the table and give you opportunity to think. Have you answered these questions? Make sure by yes. So a person who is open and warm is friendly. A person who likes to spend time with people or to talks a lot is talkative. Talkative. It means he likes to speak much more time. A person who likes giving people things is generous. Generous is a good thing. A person who is friendly and good to other people, he is kind. Of course, he is kind. Yes. A person who doesn't want to work is lazy. A person who makes people laugh is funny. A person who is quick at learning and understanding things is clever. And a person who can't talk easily because he feels afraid of people, he doesn't feel comfortable between people, he is shy, right? So the way to describe people's personality is using the subject. Then we use verb to be, which is verb to be is am or is or are plus the adjective. So I can describe my personality saying I am friendly, right? Or describing my personality say or my father's personality saying he is kind and so on. Right? These adjectives only for pre-intermediate students. Now tell me the opposite meaning of these adjectives. So friendly, the opposite of friendly is unfriendly. Right? Give you 30 seconds to try to tell us. Yes. tell me, try to write down the opposite meanings of these words: friendly, talkative, and so on. Giving you only 30 seconds. Yes. So this is the right word. So the opposite of friendly is unfriendly. This is something not good. The opposite of talkative is quiet. Quiet. Generous, mean. Alright, the opposite sides of generous is mean. Mean doesn't like to give people money and so on. The opposite of kind is unkind. The opposite of lazy, hardworking. If you describe someone, he is hardworking man or he is hardworking, it means he likes to spend much time at work and so on. Funny is the opposite of serious. Serious. Sometimes you need to be serious, sometimes you need to be funny. And the clever is the opposite of stupid. And shy, extrovert, right? Extrovert or shy also can has can have the meaning of introvert. Introvert, right? Introvert. It's very important to recognize and know the meaning of these adjectives and their opposite meaning. Moving to the next slide, I think we have finished today's session. But uh, before ending up the session, just I want you to tell you that the difference between blunt and the blunt both have the same meaning, both have the same pronunciation, but the first one only for men and the second one only for women, right? And that's all about today's video. I wish you could get much more information from it. I wish you could apply what you have learned from this video in real life, and see you soon with a good video that is be useful to apply in real life. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.